You are listening to UIM Ramble series video number 10. Thank you for listening. I wanted to make a Ramble video because I dropped progress video number 10 and figured I might as well even out this series with a Ramble video as well. It is, however, Christmas Eve, so for those of you who celebrate, Merry Christmas. We're a few minutes from actual Christmas, but I wanted to make this video because I know once it's Christmas Day and honestly all the time and even into the new year, I'll be spending it with my family. But I had this little window of opportunity late night after getting all the presents set up for our three kids for the morning. And I'm going to be going to bed shortly so I can wake up early to make sure that I have the energy for all of that and don't want to miss any of it. And you know how kids are when they wake up and they see all the presents under the tree. It's they're going to get dad up as soon as they can. So I figured I would make this video because I did get 99 smithing and hit 150 mil total XP, as well as complete a couple of logs, MLM, and Giants Foundry. And then I dropped the video recently, which I'm actually a little bit beyond what I was then. I think I was 150 mil XP past, and I'm at almost 170 mil. And I think I've done some post XP. I can't really remember everything that's different, but I've definitely gotten more crafting and more construction. And I don't know what else I've done, to be fair. But I definitely know that I stopped playing for a little while recently, like the last couple months. Just took a nice break from gaming pretty much as a whole. Other than PoE and a little bit of Elden Ring, I really haven't done a whole lot of gaming. And I think I needed that break. I haven't taken a break like that for a while. I just wasn't really feeling like playing the game. This year was pretty intense. For most of you who didn't know, during all the time I was getting the gains and all of that, I was going through a lot in real life. Um, Earlier this year, I was laid off as a part of a lot of the mass US tech layoffs. And we were actually up on our 4-year lease for our current rental property we were living in. And they were going to sell it to their daughter and son-in-law who had a baby on the way. And so I lost my job at a pretty bad timing, considering we were basically then homeless. And it was pretty stressful. At the same time, we were going through some stuff that's kind of hard to believe, but did happen. Like a squirrel chewed through both harnesses and the fuel line of one of our vehicles, our minivan, which shout out to actually minivans. I actually am a fan as a dad. But man, that was like it totaled the car, and both of our cars were halfway paid off, but we actually really liked having two vehicles, and so we went down to one vehicle after losing my job and our home and one of our cars. And you would think things couldn't have gotten harder or worse, but they did. My daughter's bunny died, and then we pretty much had to pack everything into our U-Haul. We didn't lose our friendships, but we had to move north about 3 hours, and so we ended up, not being right next to all of our closest friends and their kids, and it was really tough. We ultimately went here instead of going to Arizona because the reality was that it was going to be a lot harder to put all of our stuff in a U-Haul or move it to another state, and we didn't really have much funds. We went through all of our savings pretty quickly after getting laid off. I mean, thankfully it lasted a little while this time around, but it's always hard when you build up a savings and then it gets drained with something like that. I definitely don't think if I didn't have my worldview and my specific faith, that I don't know if I would have gotten through that mentally. It was pretty damn difficult. People get divorced, people go through all sorts of stuff, but if you don't have kids and have to take care of them and have that responsibility on your mind, then at the end of the day, like, things might be hard for you, and I'm not trying to devalue it, but you can kind of just figure it out on your own and deal with it on your own. And a lot of your decisions really mainly only affect you, and you can actually make positive decisions and have that influence you immediately. But with providing for a family and as the sole provider, it's not that simple, right? It's not that easy. And anything that happens that you can't is outside of your control, if you will, to some degree, right? Um, that affects them, it's much harder to get through, especially I think as a man, for me at least personally, because I take a lot of pride in working hard and doing what I can to take care of my family. And I've been doing that for years. And my wife has not had to work, which is something that she wanted to do, something that was hard for me to make happen. But we've been doing for a while now. And honestly, I'm very happy with that decision. The kids have been, they've really been able to have their mother. And I work from home, so I'm still always near, but yeah, it's something that's pretty hard to do in this economy, especially in California. So we did have to move north, and that was pretty wild. And during that whole time, I was still getting some gains in and just kind of trying to hold everything together. Obviously, everything seemed to have been coming undone. And we put everything in storage, packed our everything into our car we could fit, which is basically just all of our luggage and everything like computer related, so I could continue to find a job. And we decided to go to my in laws instead of my mom's place in Arizona because it would have been too difficult to fly and all that. And, the cousins are up here, and basically most of my wife's family is up here. We just never wanted to live here, but it is much cheaper. And so, yeah, it was really, really tough. Living with your in laws is like the probably one of the worst positions to ever feel like. Not because they were that bad. I mean, there was definitely some things for sure, but I'm not complaining. They let us stay there for free, basically. We still had to pay for our own food and all that stuff, and I had to get a job, and I did, but which is pretty difficult to do in this economy, to be fair, especially in tech. So I was very thankful for that I was able to find work and didn't go like months and months without a job. But I know people who are still, going to go through this Christmas and they're not, they don't have a job. So it's pretty crazy when you think about it. It's very hard to understand though and relate to if you haven't gone through it, especially if you don't have kids. It's kind of one of those things like I always tell young guys that don't have wife or kids yet, like take the time to set up things right. We got married pretty young. I don't regret it, but at the same time, like there it's the last destination. Uh, there's definitely wiser ways to go about things. I didn't really have much of a father growing up that raised me well, so as many people in the US don't, unfortunately. So I definitely didn't know kind of how to set up my life and the kind of spouse to pick and all of that stuff. But our faith has been pretty strong, and that was a big transition in my life that during this tremendous difficulty, uh, it really tested that, and it really just confirmed it even more, which is something I couldn't say of anything else in the past. So it was difficult, that's for sure, but I did get a lot of gains. But by the end of the year, I was just like pretty burnt. And after I got 99 smithing, I'd been doing some mining to get 99 crafting stored, and then also doing some construction. I think it was mainly just smithing, mining, and crafting, but I was just so tired of playing the game for a little bit. And honestly, it wasn't really RuneScape, it was playing games in general. I just didn't really feel like doing anything. I just felt like prioritizing real life. And obviously I did, otherwise I wouldn't be where I am now. We got our own place after I got another job out here. We moved everything from storage up here because it was the most affordable option. And we started rebuilding here. I really like it. There's just so many mountains, and it's just a very different walk of life and very peaceful and a lot of country. It's kind of a weird place to be like a countryside coder because of Starlink and the ability to kind of be super out there but do something super technical. And my job is remote, thankfully. And yeah, I mean, I took a pay cut so I could kind of transition into a different area of tech so that I could try to hopefully have a little bit more stability long term and really honestly just do what I want in tech because you can easily start doing stuff you don't want to do and then make more money doing that because you're good at it and then kind of get in that position again where you chase the higher money, you're more easily expendable. So I think I grew a little bit too fast, too quick in the last 8 years of my career and made some good money and everything, but that stuff goes away pretty quick when you lose work or you have to be very frugal with it. And we probably weren't. Um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel like playing games. I felt like playing games once in a while, like I would play some Elden Ring, and obviously recently, even with Path of Exile 2, the early access, I jumped on immediately. I was there for launch day and played a Ranger. I have a Deadeye Ranger. I've been slowly leveling, but aside from that, like, yeah, it just wasn't really feeling the game for a bit and took about 2 months, just not really gaming, prioritizing a lot of other things like health. That was another thing that we experienced when we came out here was health issues. My wife got an unexpected kidney stone she couldn't pass. That's like very unlike her because she's super healthy. And then I got it in my ACL got tore in a kickboxing accident. Somebody kicked the back of my knee and tore my ACL. I've had that for like 4 months now. And so, it's just thing after thing. And but then we found a place and we've been living here and it's been amazing. And we have a backyard that's just massive compared to anything in city or suburban. And, I've got two younger boys and man, do they love being outside. And so it's been great for them. Great for me, honestly. But I didn't really plan it, it was very interesting. And so the reason I bring all that up is there's a lot of IRL things that were happening behind the scenes while these videos are being made and while I'm making progress on this account. And one of the things that I think is cool about this account is like, it's really literally a dad, you know, just playing the game. I'm over 30. I've got to prioritize my health more. I've got to make sure that I'm spending a lot of time with my kids. And I've been doing that, but I wanted to kind of recalibrate and make sure that I wasn't playing the game too much and make sure that I'm balancing what I'm doing and prioritizing like even the gym consistently and making sure I'm not playing while working, to be honest. Like that's something a lot of people do. And certain careers, you can do that, but it's pretty difficult to do well. And I've always felt kind of convicted when I played while working in the sense that I felt like I was getting my work done to the quality that was expected, but I could have been doing above and beyond, and that would have assured my position, for example, because I would have been kind of overperforming, and that would have been more money in their pocket. So harder to let go, basically. And yeah, I mean, making that change was really healthy. I wasn't playing a whole lot while working, but I definitely would like kind of get my stuff done and then be like, oh, now I can go play the game. And I don't know. It's definitely been a healthy change. Thought I clicked it. So now I'm going into 2025 and thinking about what I want to do and how I want to progress this account. My videos are, I don't do YouTube full time. I'm not making videos constantly. Even my recent, mastering mixology guide was like, because it was the day that it released. And I was just like, there was so much to try to figure out. And it was like way overcomplicated that I just put something out to try to help some people. And that tends to be how my content is. I typically put stuff out to try to help other people, but I'm not like a full time, you know, gamer or something. So making videos and doing that over and over, especially as new metas get uncovered and all that, like it just takes a lot of energy and time that I don't really have. Like that smithing video was ready probably for a little while. Obviously, I've gotten quite a bit of construction and crafting XP, and some other logs already done. And yeah, I mean that it's kind of wild. So I think it was good to take that break before 2025. I'm pretty set on like my goals basically being the gym and like progress in the gym and progress in the game. Like those are my two areas. I'm already, spending time with my family and working a lot. So when I have opportunities for discipline, like health is always going to come first. So if it comes down to can I play a couple hours of RuneScape or should I go to the gym? Like obviously I'll want to stay home and play the game, but I'll go to the gym and sauna and everything. Um, but in the game, I think that's kind of the cool thing about this account is like it's just an old dad like barely getting progress little by little and being consistent and getting there. And we are getting there. It's not, close, if you will, because of honestly because of crafting and herblore, but we are getting closer. And so ideally I will in 2025 setting some goals. Excuse me. Also not feeling that great, but setting some goals. Like I think the clear goal is to get 99 construction next. I was doing cranes after I got the Mahogany Homes collection log complete, and like I did enjoy it, and it was about 45K an hour with no alt. 45K craft, 45K con, which means it's about 1.3x the speed of just doing Mahogany Homes separate and then doing glass later with orbs. And I went from like 87 to 89, and I went from I think like 86 or 87 con to 90 con, or like I forget what it was. I definitely was ahead in con because I'm still ahead in con by a whole level. But I got to feel of cranes, and like it wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed it, but it was a little too slow. And I think I'm at this point where I just kind of need to get done with construction because it's such a like final block, if you will, to basically starting to prepare for herb. Like I have not been doing farm runs for months. Like it's not good. And the reason why is because a lot of the time for skills like smithing, you need to clear inventory. And so you can't just be like doing farm runs every hour because it's going to interfere with your leveling. And then I'm not like the kind of person who's playing all day, right? I'm playing like an hour here, a couple hours here. I'm just playing here and there consistently as much as possible to get to the end goal. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like with fishing cape and farming cape and thieving cape and hunter cape. I can have all of these beneficial capes for farm runs now that are going to be like meta efficient and obviously getting more post 99 XP at Master Farmer. All that post XP at thieving is from Master Farmer and like a little bit for Sarek's Talisman, but that's going to be nice to get 99 construction and have like the final cape. And then I want to do some post thieving and get like all the seeds that I need. And then I imagine I'll camp Artie. Well, I'll probably camp Brimhaven as well too because Sarah, so I might as well this way. Um, I want to finish up all of the agility sets since I have white and red and the time. I think I have the speed running one, but I don't have all the other colors because I wanted to make sure I had red and white for when they made those changes, and they did. And like you can't get white anymore, I don't think, as a level 3. So, and that would have been the same thing for red. So I'm glad that I have both of those. But I want to finish up all of those. I get the Brimhaven stuff on like green logged and the new agility stuff green logged. So it's not that new, but the skeletal stuff. I'm almost 91 agility and I'm almost 91 mining. But those two skills are easy to do herb runs during. So I imagine that like as soon as I'm not in construction and have the post XP done, I'll just be doing farm runs, like herb runs, and also not just herb runs, but also doing my farming contracts for more seeds, which will be good. While I do like the more passive, because I was gonna do uh, 3-tick 4G because I actually enjoy that for mining for the rest of it. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'll just do stars because it'll get me like probably 90 crafting, and also is very chill and easy to do herb runs during. Plus, I have like the best tier, so I think that that's my plan. Is in the new year, I'd like to get construction, agility, and mining done. It doesn't seem like it'll take all year to get those because they're basically almost all halfway. So I won't be like working on 399s from the very beginning. And like the best methods are typically at the end. So, but they're all not like incredibly high XP per hour, right? So it's kind of like it probably will actually take some time. Like even with Mahogany Homes, it's like 100K an hour. It's nothing like crazy. I mean, it's much crazier than what it used to be back in the day. But so I'm glad I'm not getting 32K XP per hour. But yeah. And then agility will be 70K, which is better than any other time I've gotten it. I've got 99 agility probably something like 8 times now. I actually really enjoy agility, so I just wish it would have all been on one account in post. But I do love this account like more than any account I've ever had before. So I do think that getting past some 99s and just being able to do post XP is going to be really enjoyable. But it's a long way away because crafting will be kind of not a most enjoyable skill. And Herblore, I think, will be fine, actually. I just think it's getting all the ingredients. Like, I have some of the stuff ready, but it's not balanced. So I've got to do the right runs to get things balanced. And crafting, actually, I mean, now that I'm past 87 and I have light orbs unlocked, and I have, I had over 99, I have definitely over 99 crafting stored in giant seaweed and buckets of sand now. I could see how it's going to be a lot more enjoyable. So at least I'm not doing the lowest method, and I really like it. It's pretty chill to do glass. You basically do 18 glass at a time, and you don't have to do charter ships because you already have everything, and all just lights fires. So plus, there's like a kind of a quiet, cozy place to do that for me. So I really think crafting, actually not doing cranes, is going to be more enjoyable. But I think it's worth the negative zero point 0.3 to just not be like not wanting to play the game because cranes was so click intensive and not something I felt like I could do on mobile with all the world hopping. And I kind of was just tired of world hopping. I did a lot of that with smithing. So that's kind of the plan. Hopefully this year I can get through everything except for crafting and herblore. If for some reason I'm able to do crafting before the end of the year, that would be amazing. And if somehow I was able to get like a significant amount of supplies together for 90 plus herblore, that would be great too. I do think that like if I didn't take the break, obviously I'd probably be not probably. I know I would be 99 construction. So I'd be going into the year with like agility, mining, and crafting and herblore, and it's like it's possible I could get a lot done. I don't know if I would have been able to max in 2025, but yeah, I mean, hey, I'm getting older. If I prioritize my health and continue to, like, I'll be around enough to finish this unless something crazy happens. It's unexpected and kind of outside of my control. It's a little shy for Obsidius, so we'll just go get some more. But yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty long ramble. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the videos. I know I haven't really uploaded that many. Hopefully that's a motivation to actually subscribe to me so that you're not going to get blasted videos. Maybe that's why you subscribe to people, because you want that, but you can always support a small, untypical creator. That's not I don't even think I qualify for actually like trying to monetize any of my videos, even though I have amazing subscribers. Like, it is crazy that we're at 1,400 subscribers. So thank you for everyone who is following and supporting, liking and commenting on my videos and all of that. It means a lot. Transcend is, you know, it's a small iron clan, but it's still going, and I'm still going to be around for it. It's been really hard to lead that, and honestly, others have had to step up and mod and lead it. So, that always puts pressure on it. We'll see how long it goes. I mean, hey, I'm still going to log in, and when I log in this year, it'll be to Transcend. So, unless it's just me like all the time, I'm just going to stay in Transcend forever. But if it gets to the point where it's like just me all the time, then obviously I'd have to like consider disbanding it and joining another clan for social reasons. Like, I definitely love our crew though, and know everybody that's in it, and still a great handful of folks that are joining it. So I think there's a lot of potential for it. I just think it's kind of hard, because it is hard to lead something. It takes a lot of effort and energy to like put things together and all of that. And it's also irons, not like normals. So there's quite a few of us, but a lot of irons that are 10 HP or skillers. They'd much rather be in like a normal skilling clan that allows both. So that way they can kind of shine, if you will. You join our clan, it's like there's actually some really insane good irons. So you don't necessarily feel like you're all the greatest, but I think people become a lot better in that environment. And so that's kind of some of the reasons why I could imagine people move on from other clans, from our clan to other clans as well. It's like they move on to a clan that has a lot of people that are honestly better players than they are, even, and it helps them move to that next level. So, but we have a lot of great people in our clan currently. Shout out to Void Lords and Flash, and yeah, everyone that's always held down the fort. But yeah, we're still going. 10 videos in, 5 videos to go, unless sailing comes out and unless it affects Slayer. I don't see myself going for Slayer after 99 unless there's a faster method. I don't really think that I want to do partner Slayer. I mean, maybe it would be actually a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun figuring out and doing combat with people, um, to get all max quests done. So maybe like learning Slayer and stuff would be a lot of fun, but I think I'd have to be completely maxed. And I think that I would definitely have to have like quite a few more pets that I still need to get, and like collection logs that I wanted to shore up, and like quite a bit of clues that I want to do. And even after 99 construction, the reason why I wasn't sure if I'd get crafting done on top of con agility and mining next year is I actually want to do a lot of clues. Like, I haven't done enough of them, and I really enjoy them. And I was doing them even without the construction cape, but it's obviously faster to just teleport, get stamina, and go next to the next spot. So that is something that Nibbles and I will be doing. But other than that, like, I think we're making pretty good progress. I'm hopeful that in by the end of 2025, like, we'll have 200 mil XP. I don't feel like XP is really all that big of a deal, considering it's pretty easy to get if you go for like fire making or something, or thieving. But it could be surprised. I think EHP wise, like, I'm either close or at 1,000 hours. Um, but EHP on UIM level 3 is kind of, for members, is kind of meh. Like, it's not the most accurate. So I've got a lot of hours in this account for sure, and I anticipate continuing to invest in it. Everything's been recorded. You know, that's been pretty cool to have, because there's not a lot of UIM level 3 series out there from the beginning to the very end finished. I think the only person that's technically out there that's done that's close to finishing, oh, I forget his name. He's like Frog or something. But I don't even know if he's like finished maxed or not. I haven't looked. Oh, that's what happens. Um, so yeah, that's been it. I've been going through a lot. Things have kind of settled down a little, not a whole lot, but compared to the rest this year. And I'm gonna recover my ACL. I'm still lifting in the gym and doing the sauna. Just can't do squats and stuff like that the way that I'd like. Um, and hopefully we'll make some good gains this year. Hopefully you've had some good gains this year and still love the game and everything. And I think it's good to take a break from it, but it definitely was needed. I didn't really have the desire to play it either. Like playing PoE2 is so fun that it feels like I could play other games that are more fun, but they also require a lot more energy. And there's just something about old school. There's something special about it. I think the game has changed a lot. Like, I didn't really like coming back to leagues. I don't feel like doing leagues. I know some people love leagues. I don't like that, like, the cosmetics are always a part of it. Like, I'm glad it's not on the collection log, but it does kind of bother me sometimes. Like, would people do leagues if there wasn't any kind of cosmetics in the game in the live game, like the trophies? Probably not, That's how it feels. And so I know that they kind of tether that, and yeah, it looks like numbers are high because there's leagues going on and people are on the holidays, but I don't always know if it's good for the game for retention long term. I feel like a lot of people will probably will quit after leagues when they go back to the main game. But yeah, I didn't really do much like this any of these leagues. Like I heard this league, basically just like didn't care, which is probably not good. I usually will try to get like a couple of things like the bare minimums, but yeah, I just didn't care this time around. So I don't know. I'm not really great at combat. I haven't done a lot of technical stuff in PVM, and like it's a lot to learn, and you kind of have to have people to play with it, play with you, and then I can't play all day, and so once I'm behind and like on my own, it's kind of like, what am I doing? And I don't know. It just it's not going to go into anything permanent really, outside of maybe like a collection log. So yeah, I mean, hey, if you've been enjoying leagues, I'm happy for you. Hopefully you get dragon. I do hope you get dragon trophy and you get all sorts of stuff. But it's kind of unmaintainable at this point to get all the things that I'd want cosmetically, even in one like leagues season. Like it's just not going to happen. It's easy to not care about it as a normal because you can just buy things on the GE, but you can't do that for iron. So it's a little like I don't know, hard to keep up with, and I don't have the energy for it or the care. I'd rather get like actual collection logs. So I don't know. That's just me. But I'm excited about 2025 and what it'll bring. Hopefully, you are as well. And if things haven't been going on for well for you, hopefully you felt the vibes of my last video. I put a pretty emotional, slow song there um, for a reason, and it's how I felt. It was a lot this year, and just thankful for my marriage being so strong and intact. A lot of people get divorced over a lot less things, and we went through probably some of the hardest stuff a married couple and parents could go through, and we're strong. Um, I mean, man, that's all God, but yeah. So, anyways, Merry Christmas. I'm gonna go to bed now and have a good night and see you in the new year. Peace.